Wednesday nights down at the old fairgrounds when Nick Gulas brought the toughest men around. Tojo Fargo Rossi putting on a show, screaming for the interns, watching freedoms go. The mighty Yankees fighting for the gold, the greatest stories that were ever told. Oh, that's my fairgrounds wrestling, that good old fairgrounds wrestling.
Channel 8 presents Live Studio Championship Wrestling as promoted by Nick Gulas and Roy Welch. All the top stars will be here.
From the golden era of professional wrestling, Channel 8 WSIX-TV proudly presented another exciting night of live wrestling action from Nashville, Tennessee. The featured attraction was a wild seven-man battle royal, with every wrestler in the ring fighting for himself. Fans packed the arena to witness some of the biggest stars in mid-America wrestling collide in one unforgettable main event. Taking part in the Battle Royal were Jackie Fargo and Don Fargo, the legendary brothers who thrilled wrestling fans throughout the South. Also competing were Tex Riley, the popular cowboy wrestler, Chief Little Eagle, Ramon Hernandez, Len Rossi, and Phil Melby. With 7 men battling at once, eliminations came fast and furious as every competitor fought to be the last man standing. The action didn't stop there. Following the Battle Royal, 3 additional matches featured wrestlers eliminated from the main event, creating a full evening of non-stop excitement. This was the kind of hard-hitting action that made Channel 8's live wrestling program a Saturday night tradition for thousands of fans across Middle Tennessee. Live wrestling on Channel 8 WSIX-TV, where the stars of professional wrestling came alive every Saturday night at 9:30. A wild night of wrestling and a cherished chapter in Nashville television history.
The king is coming! Bleached blonde hair shining in the arena haze. He's the reason we live through these long hot southern days. Got that heavy leather strap around his waist. The fabulous one, baby, with power and with grace. From Nashville to Birmingham, they scream his name. The king of the territory, the master of the game.
We are here in Nashville, Tennessee at ringside to bring you a few highlights of this outstanding match between Jackie Fargo, the challenger, and Don Kent. The Mid-America heavyweight title is at stake, and Jackie Fargo now applies his famous atomic drop on Don Kent. It should have been a pin. It looked like a pin, but Steve Clements, the manager, took Don Kent's leg and placed it over the bottom rope as Fargo now comes back with a tackle. Both men hit hard in a double collision. And Fargo on the floor, the referee making his 10th count as Steve Clements pounds away at Fargo. Fargo pounding back at Clements now with the umbrella. Jackie back in the ring, hits the referee. Pounding away at Don Kent with the umbrella. Once again, Fargo going berserk, hits the referee, hits Don Kent, hits the referee again, and now Sir Clements on the receiving end of that umbrella being swung by Jackie Fargo. As Fargo, outraged, continues his attack with the umbrella. The bell now has rung. The referee has signaled the bell to ring as Fargo continues to dish out punishment on the champion, Don Kent. The referee knocked down once again Jackie Fargo.
On Monday night at the Memphis Auditorium, wrestling fans were treated to one of the wildest cards ever promoted by Nick Gulas and Roy Welch. The featured attraction was a 6-man elimination tag team grudge battle with disqualifications waived and a guarantee that one of the Mighty Yankees would be unmasked or that Ken Lucas, Dennis Hall, or Johnny Walker would never wrestle in Memphis again. Standing as special referee was the legendary Giant Frazier, charged with keeping order in a match where anything could happen. Another heated rivalry exploded in an Indian chain match as Don Green battled Herb Welch, chained together and forced to fight until a winner emerged. Neither man could escape the punishment. The crowd also welcomed the return of midget wrestling sensation Little Bruiser from Detroit. Weighing just 84 pounds, Little Bruiser squared off against Cowboy Lang of Dallas in a special attraction match that had fans cheering from bell to bell. Tag team action continued as Joe and Bill Sky met the dangerous combination of Mac York and Blue Terror No. 2 in a wild battle for supremacy. This unforgettable night of professional wrestling showcased the larger-than-life stars, fierce rivalries, and action-packed excitement that made Memphis wrestling one of the hottest territories in America. Monday nights at the Auditorium were more than wrestling matches, they were history in the making.
Sunday morning light is spilling on the wood. Looking at the leather where I did all I could. Steel plates glowing under fluorescent white. Shadow of a champion from a Saturday night. A base sweater covers up the rope burn on my skin. Waiting for the bell to let the trouble back in. Iron in the grip, iron in the soul. Holding on to glory, yeah, I'm in full control. With the fire in the lungs and the belt in the mouth. Let Rossi is the name, let the thunder roll in. Defending the leather again and again. I felt the iron grip of the midnight sun. Mephisto and the devil, yeah, they're the ones I run. Dante and Saul, they fell on the mat. The Yankees tried to take it, but they couldn't stand the flat. Tojo Yamamoto tried to break my bone, but they're all just names carved King of the South. But they're all just names carved on a headstone. Iron in the grip, iron in the soul. Holding on to glory, yeah, I'm in full control. With the fire in the lungs and the belt in the mouth. Let Rossi is the name, let the thunder roll in. Defending the leather again and again. Tennessee soil, yeah, it knows my name. Just a man in his belt, outliving the fame. The champ is home.
On a Monday night at the Auditorium, one of the most anticipated tag team battles in Southern wrestling history was set to take place. The mysterious Mighty Yankees, known for their black masks and yellow attire, returned to challenge for the Southern Tag Team Championship. The stakes could not have been higher. If the Mighty Yankees lost, their masks would be on the line. Standing across the ring were the reigning champions, Ken Lucas and Johnny Walker, determined to defend their titles and prove they were the best team in the territory. The excitement didn't stop there. In a return grudge tag battle, the Blue Terrors put their masks on the line against Joe and Bill Sky in another high-risk showdown. The card also featured tournament action sponsored by Chip Barwick Chevrolet, with Herb Welch facing Bobby Whitlock, while Corsica Joe squared off against Levon Stone. Promoted by legendary wrestling figures Nick Gulas, Roy Welch, and Burt Bates, this event promised hard-hitting action, championship drama, and unforgettable moments. For wrestling fans of the era, Monday night at the Auditorium was the place to be for the world's greatest professional wrestling.
Wait a minute, what? I think the airlines messed up with my boys. My boys all messed up with the airlines. I don't know where the... yes. But I tell you what... I forfeited. No, I challenge. I like to challenge him. Judge Mantel says great as far as he's concerned. Well, they're both in the tournament. As a matter of fact, Tojo won just a little bit earlier. Yamamoto started off with salt. Threw salt in his eyes right there before they had a chance to get in the ring, before he got in the ring. Dutch Mantel against Tojo Yamamoto, tournament match. Tojo won his match earlier. Tojo with a chop. Dutch Mantel back in the turnbuckle. Dutch scheduled to go against Masafuji, one of Tojo's Japanese tag team members. Tojo says that they are not here, that their airline schedules got messed up, and he's going to step in there instead. Dutch Mantel finally got his shirt off, and boy, he takes after Tojo. Tojo whipped into the ropes. Dutch with a foot to the midsection, and Dutch jumping up and down on Tojo. We're a minute into the action. Here they come, Onita and Fuji. Tojo disqualified. Yeah, there's his mysterious boys who weren't there. Yeah. Airline problems, huh? Masafuji, Onita holding up Dutch. Masafuji hitting him with a fighting stick. Tojo with instruction. You know, he's telling Fuji on the ropes, with the stick.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans across Birmingham and the Southeast, get ready for one of the greatest nights of action ever presented. Tonight's main event features a return NWA World Tag Team Championship match with no time limit and no disqualifications. The reigning champions, Big Bad John and Pepe Lopez, put their coveted titles on the line against the mysterious masked challengers known only as the Mystery Men. Not only are the championship belts at stake, but the losing team will also surrender their hair and masks in this sensational grudge battle. In the semi-main event, two outstanding teams collide as Al Green and Pretty Boy Frank Martinez square off against the rugged combination of Bob Armstrong and Ken Lucas. Expect plenty of fast-paced action and hard-hitting excitement when these four fan favorites step into the ring. Championship glory is also on the line when NWA United States Junior Heavyweight Champion Bobby Hart defends his title against the popular challenger, Mr. Wrestling. Can the champion retain his crown, or will a new title holder be crowned tonight? Plus, you'll see ex-spoiler number 1 in action against the dangerous Oni Mayaba, and the crafty manager Saul Weinderoff takes center stage in a special attraction match.
Stay tuned for more championship wrestling as promoted by Nick Gulas and Roy Welch. We will be right back.
are the Mighty Infernos, and we are coming to Gulas and Welch Championship Wrestling to challenge Rossi and Brown for the championship.
Tonight, the excitement reaches a fever pitch at the auditorium as professional wrestling's biggest stars collide in a night of action and revenge. The featured event is a no disqualification battle for the NWA Southern Tag Team Championship. Champions Dawn and Al Green defend their titles against determined challengers Dennis Hall and Johnny Walker. With tempers flaring and no disqualifications to save anyone, anything can happen. Adding even more prestige to the evening, former heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis serves as the special referee, ensuring every move is watched closely. In a wild mixed boxing and wrestling six-man tag match, Saul Weingeroff joins the Spoilers to face the team of Herb Welch, Jackie Fargo, and Les Thatcher. Expect fists to fly as wrestling and boxing rules collide in one of the most unusual matches ever seen. The action continues with a battle of the brutes as former Mighty Yankees Pepe Lopez and Tony Russo square off against the dangerous duo of Professor Ito and Mr. Oda. Power, toughness, and pride will all be on the line. Presented by legendary promoters Nick Gulas, Roy Welch, and Burt Bates, this card promises an unforgettable night of hard-hitting wrestling action. Be there tonight at the auditorium and witness the thrills, the drama, and the excitement of professional wrestling at its very best.
The silk and the rising sun. Under Tennessee lamps he was everyone. Under Tennessee lamps he was everyone. A midnight drive in a suitcase lock, working the clock in the wrestling stock. The boots are heavy with the red clay mud. It's a territorial rhythm in the blood. Tojo's waiting for the cue to walk beyond the reach of the common talk. Oh, give him the heat, let the rafters shake. Another soul for the manager to take. He's the heel in the ring, he's the ghost in the light, walking the line on a Saturday night. Two sides of a coin that never will spin, where the mask begins, where the man ends and the mask begins. Behind the curtain where the smoke is thick, the manager's talking a brand new trick. Harold nods while the crowd begins to roar. Just another day on the hardwood floor. He's a villain for the folks in the topmost row, but a quiet man with nowhere else to go. Between the drop kick and the count of three, he finds a piece that the world won't see. Oh, give him the heat, let the rafters shake. Another soul for the manager to take. He's the heel in the ring, he's the ghost in the light, walking the line on a Saturday night. Two sides of a coin that never will spin, where the mask begins, where the man ends and the mask begins. Harold stays, Tojo walks. Mid-South echoes when the manager talks, when the manager talks.
Live studio wrestling on WSIX-TV Channel 8, Nashville, Tennessee. For thousands of wrestling fans across Middle Tennessee, live studio wrestling on WSIX-TV Channel 8 was required viewing every week. During the 1950s and 1960s, the program became one of Nashville's most popular local television shows, bringing the excitement of professional wrestling directly into area homes. The broadcasts were promoted by the legendary team of Roy Welch and Nick Gulas, whose wrestling territory covered much of Tennessee and the Southeast. Their weekly television program helped create some of the biggest stars in regional wrestling history and built anticipation for live events held throughout the area. The familiar voices of the show were announcers Gil Green and Jackie Simpson. Week after week, they called the action, conducted interviews, and helped tell the stories that kept fans coming back. Their professionalism and enthusiasm made them an important part of the program's success and gave the broadcasts a uniquely Nashville flavor. The show was proudly sponsored by Shire's Jewelry, one of Nashville's best-known jewelers. Viewers regularly saw the famous Shire's advertisements and promotional displays during broadcasts. The sponsorship became closely associated with the program, and many longtime fans still remember the connection between Shire's Jewelry and WSIX Wrestling Television. The studio featured a lively audience packed around the ring as fan favorites battled hated villains. Stars such as Jackie Fargo, Len Rossi, Tojo Yamamoto, Buddy Fuller, Don Curtis, The Interns, Kurt and Carl von Brauner, Mephisto and Dante, and many others appeared before Nashville viewers. The interviews were often as entertaining as the matches, with wrestlers issuing challenges, making threats, and building excitement for upcoming arena events. Unlike today's highly produced wrestling programs, WSIX's live studio wrestling relied on strong personalities, colorful interviews, and hard-hitting action. The intimate studio setting made viewers feel as though they were sitting ringside, creating a connection that helped make the show a local institution. Live studio wrestling on WSIX TV remains an important chapter in Nashville television history. Guided by promoters Roy Welch and Nick Gulas, announced by Gil Green and Jackie Simpson, and sponsored by Shire's Jewelry, the program helped define the golden age of professional wrestling in